Hey, how's it going? So, it's a common misconception that mouse keys are against the rules of RuneScape. However, this is not true. And right here, I have an official news post from just over a year ago, and it says that you are allowed to use mouse keys as long as it's the built-in default mouse keys of your computer, and you cannot remap a key to any other button. Now, I'm not exactly sure if any of these rules have changed at all since this news post because I couldn't find anything, but please let me know in the comments if there have been any new updates to these rules of the game. But this is the most recent information I could find about mouse keys, so for this video, these are the assumptions that we're going to go by. For those of you who have no idea what mouse keys are, it's pretty much a setting in your computer that allows you to control the mouse using the numbers on the numpad, so you can click with the numpad and move the mouse around in any direction. It's automatically built into Windows, and I think it's built into Mac too. I don't own a Mac, but I think it is. But I am going to be doing this on my Windows computer, so if you do have a Mac, then the way you set up mouse keys, I assume, would be different than on a Windows. The reason why I think a lot of people believe mouse keys are against the rules is because they associate it with Autohotkey. And Autohotkey is a third-party program that allows you to create scripts that let you perform multiple actions with a single input. Meaning that you could create a script that would maybe let you press one button, but pressing that one button would do multiple actions. Like for example, right-click and then move down a set distance just from pressing that one button. So before this post and this rule was made, it was kind of a gray area with Autohotkey. And it was always kind of known that if you did use AHK, that you had to keep it as a 1-to-1 ratio, so one action doing a mouse move and a mouse click would have been frowned upon. But I don't even know all that much about AHK, and it's completely against the rules now anyways, so it doesn't really even matter. I know some people say that you can keep it as a 1-to-1 ratio and it'll be the same as mouse keys and you can't get banned, but if it is the same as mouse keys, then you should just use mouse keys because it's not worth getting banned over. But I believe that the reason why mouse keys are allowed are because I think mouse keys were technically made for people who are disabled and can't use a mouse. So it would be pretty bogus of Jagex to say, yeah, sorry guys, you can't play RuneScape because you can't use a mouse. But anyways, I will leave this news post in the description in case you want to check it out. And now let's get into how to set up mouse keys, and then we'll get into how they can be utilized in the game. Alright, I cleaned off one of the desktops for you so you don't see any of the folders that I had. Okay, so it's really simple to set up mouse keys. So you're going to go to your start menu here, type in mouse keys, and right here, change mouse key settings. I have it on already, so yeah, you just switch that to on, and mouse keys are now enabled. I'd also recommend turning this one on, holding down control, because when you don't hold down control, it just moves one pixel at a time, or you could hold it down and it'll slowly speed up like that. But when you are able to hold down control, it'll skip that distance every time, which depending on what you're doing, you might need to use that. Now, if you have a different version of Windows, or for some reason you can't find it here, you can go to the start menu again, type in ease of access center.
Always scan this section.
Okay, go right here to make the mouse easier to use, and you can turn on, let me close this out, and you can turn on mouse keys right from here. There's also more options to set it up with more like advanced stuff, so you can mess around with that and see how it changes the distance and stuff. But yeah, you can just turn off the mouse keys, turn them on, press apply, and the settings will be enabled, so this is another way to turn on mouse keys. But now that we've got our mouse keys enabled, let's go into the game and I'll show you how they work. Alright, we are in the game now, and I'm going to show you how I use mouse keys. Now, the main reason why I really ever use mouse keys is for cleaning herbs. So let's withdraw an inventory of grimy herbs, and we're going to clean it with the mouse keys. And like I said, you can move the mouse and click with mouse keys. And when you do the clicks, which is with the number 5 on the numpad, it will never drag any item. It's as if you just did like a really fast click, but yeah, that's why it's super useful for cleaning herbs, because you won't waste any extra time by accidentally dragging anything in your inventory. So now let's actually clean the inventory. I like to start in the top left corner here, and I use the mouse to move it around. You could use the mouse keys, but I just prefer doing this. But if you really want to, you could set up the mouse keys so you could like set certain intervals for when you're holding down control if you really want to like go something like this or something, but I don't really bother with that. Alright, another situation that you might find mouse keys useful for is fletching, and more specifically fletching bolts or darts. So say you're trying to kill Zora or do some bossing or do some other skill and be macro efficient, take your feathers and your bolts or darts, and you could just keep going back and forth just like that, which makes it easy. Again, you could do the thing where you hold down control and go back and forth, but I find this one to be easier. And again, it's really nice that it doesn't drag the things back and forth, which just makes it so much more easier and relaxing and less stressful. I also like using mouse keys at Arty Nights because for me, it's easier to just press 5 on the numpad rather than constantly click the mouse. There are so many different ways to use mouse keys in Old School, so I would love to hear what kind of training methods you use mouse keys for because I'm really curious. I think like people use it for power fishing or power mining or something to help with shift drop. But I know there's a bunch of really cool things that I can't even think of, so yeah, I would really love to hear. But if any of you have any other questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask in the comments, and I'll do my best to help you out with whatever issue you're having, or someone else may be able to help you out as well. So with that being said, let's grab our square sandwich. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.